only Ogun State has produced the quality of Nobel laureate that you all have come to appreciate. The number of vice chancellors alone for us. So Ogun State represents 22 private universities in the state alone. That is more than exists in some parts of this geopolitical zone in the country. In any way you look at Ogun State is foremost for us in education. In addition to that, children from Ogun State have continuously and continuing to make not just Ogun State proud, but Nigeria proud. In the last academicals, you gave us 2 or 3 children who did extremely well. Odubolu has been at the flagship of almost all the winnings that we have had. We've also had this girl with this mathematical skill that is exceptional. We have asked, and part of what I'm asking today is for us to have a collaboration on which date she will be honored at the federal level. That's what I'm doing. But most importantly, and alongside those, is to come and commend the governor on the work he's doing.
Ogun State is a state where we have continued to take giant strides in the area of education. Like you rightly acknowledged, we have the highest number of tertiary institutions. We also have the highest number of post-primary institutions as well in the country. We also pride ourselves as the birthplace of free education. This was made possible by our father and sage, the late Chief Obafemi Awolowo. And preceding administrations have done their best to continue to sustain our role as the education capital of the country. However, when we assumed office, this administration decided to declare an emergency in education because of what we saw on assumption. We felt such an emergency was required for us to ensure that we put in place the required infrastructure to allow us to restore our education sector to occupy its pride of place in the committee of not just states, but of countries in the world. And we did just that. We decided that because when we came in, we had a tertiary institution that had not graduated one student in almost 13 or 14 years of existence. They were going from one chaos or one problem to the other. It was, I've never seen a situation where students were fighting lecturers were fighting lecturers, cultism was the order of the day. And I was tempted to shut down the institution. The other institution, the Moshood Abiola Polytechnic, also was comatose because there was controversy over that polytechnic. And the Ogun State Polytechnic, that polytechnic had been shut down in anticipation for a university. The polytechnic had been moved to another location which was not ready. So, as a matter of fact, my poly was not functioning. The Ogun State Polytechnic was not functioning. The Moshood Abiola University, which was proposed to take the place of our poly, was not functioning. So, out of 3 institutions, none was functioning. So we had that problem. Then we had the problem of infrastructure in our basic education. So we thought the best thing was to declare an emergency so we could sit back and look at strategies that we need to put in place to address the issues expediently. And that we did. We resolved the Mapoli issue. The tertiary learning college of education issue was resolved, and within a few months, they graduated. They had a combined graduation for the first time in 14 years that I witnessed. And we now began a systemic rehabilitation of our primary schools and secondary schools across board. I believe to date we've probably done in the excess of maybe 200 to 300 of such, and you'll see them with yellow roofs across the length and breadth of the state.